Hey you guys, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my November haul. And it's mid-December, so yeah. But I'm just not even going to try to explain why this is up so late. At this point, we all just know Teresa just has really late upload schedules in terms of hauls and TBRs and wrap-ups, and we're just going to go with it at this point. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. So the first book on this haul is one that is also on my TBR, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now for those of you who don't know, The Night Circus follows this lovely little night circus, that only shows up without warning at night, and it follows these two magicians who, unbeknownst to them, are currently kind of competing to have more people watch over them. Now I don't know, I just know there's supposed to be like a weird romance, and it sounds like there's a weird like, ooh, yep, headfirst into love, setting off a domino effect of dangerous consequences. So there's probably going to be a lot of thriller stuff, and I'm really hoping to get to this. I heard about this book through A Clockwork Reader. It took me a second, and I just absolutely, like, the synopsis just blew me away, and it sounds really interesting, and I don't know, I'm really hoping that this lives up to the expectations that I was given. I haven't read too much into it. That's all I really know about this novel, but we'll see. The next book on this haul is one that I bought kind of on a whim. I was attending a reading for my creative writing class, and this book kind of it piqued my interest, and I kind of want to go ahead and go forth and read it. And that is Heavy Metal by Andrew Burrell. Now, for those of you who don't know, Andrew Burrell is just a new writer. I believe this is recently published. He's from, I don't want to say he's native to Reno, but he is familiar with the Reno area. I'm really hoping he's native to Reno because we don't get a lot of native Reno-nian writers be published that I know of. But yeah. And this follows a 16-year-old boy named Danny who is currently dealing with the after effects of his mother's suicide and of how he is the one who found her. Now, just going off the reading that he gave us from the first chapter, or the first chunk of the chapter, I'm gonna give this a really heavy trigger warning for mental illnesses. I wasn't too much triggered by this, but I know some people who will be, so I think I'm just gonna leave that out there, and maybe I'll do a review on this book when I get the chance to read it, and kind of my thoughts and how, like, some of the things were tackled and whatnot, but we will see. The next book on this haul is not YA, and not just as Heavy Metal is not YA, and that is The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I don't know how you don't know, because there's literally like a movie after it, there's a Mickey Mouse special after it, and there's a BBC series, which I still need to finish. But this follows the Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan. I would just say it just follows the Three Musketeers and kind of like during the in Paris, and kind of during that height of the time. I've watched so many things in the Three Musketeers that I'm really surprised that I haven't gotten around to reading it. I'm very ashamed that I'm just now getting into it, and I don't know when I'll get a chance to read this book, but I'm really excited to have the opportunity to, because after the BBC Musketeers finally sold me on buying this book because I really adore them. So I don't know how much, I'm pretty sure I will probably love these guys as well, but we will see. Next book on this haul is also not a YA. It's literature, classic lit, I believe, and that is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Now, there's a movie after this, and yes, before you're asking, I am reading the book after I watched the movie. I've been meaning to get around to reading this book, but I haven't had the chance to pick it up in terms of like buying it. But for those of you who don't know, this follows a bunch of different characters and kind of during the French, like right before the French Revolution, I believe, or during the French Revolution. And I'm really excited because the movie had me in tears. Like, thinking about it's already getting me to cry. So I don't know how much the book will do. And it's really thick. It's really, really thick, like with 4 C's. Thick. So hopefully, I probably won't read this until like summer when I have like time to sit down and like get into it and like immerse myself in the book. And yeah, it's also really tiny writing. The last book on this haul is a book that I should have started a long time ago, but I finally got into the author's writing this year, and I'm finally gonna get into this series because now it sounds really interesting after reading her writing, and that is A Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I had to read the title just to make sure. I am a failure. But this book follows an assassin named Selena, I believe, yes. And it's a fairy assassin, I'm pretty sure. And I'm really excited to pick up these stories. I fell in love with A Court of Thorn and Roses, and I'm really excited for A Court of Frost and Blood to come out. So hopefully these books will be just as good. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. They are probably gonna be just as good, if not better, than A Throne of Glass, because Sarah J. Maas can do no wrong, in my opinion, and she writes about fairies. So who doesn't love fairies? Because I love fairies. But that is it for my book haul. Hopefully, this was a pretty short book haul because I didn't get a chance to buy a lot of things. I was too busy Christmas shopping, and I don't know if I'll have a December book haul. I might just clump it up with January. But if that's the case, then I'll just have to fill you guys up with some reviews from some of the books I've read this month. But other than that, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.